Hello, I'm Neve Owens. Welcome to the Isuzu UTE A-League highlight show. We've reached the first leg of the semi-finals and we have two fantastic games of football to show you today. Allianz Stadium was host of the first game on Friday night as Sydney FC and Premiers Melbourne City face off. Melbourne have had a week off to sit back and watch as Sydney beat their rivals Western Sydney Wanderers in what was a pulsating elimination final at CommBank Stadium. So let's see how this one plays out. Simon Hill and Andy Harper are calling the game.
Then off the head of the fullback, given away though by McLaren. Bratton into a little pocket of space for Caceres. Laid it off for Robert Mack. Sydney pressing in these opening stages. On the turn is Caceres, all wrapped up by Good. It breaks for Robert Mack and forced in by Lafondra, but the flag is up on the far side. And it's not going to count, despite the celebrations in the Cove. VAR, of course, will have a look at it. But the linesman's flag was raised against Robert Mack.
Well, it's nice work from Caceres. He's clearly offside there. It's not on the final action. There's another cutback here, and Caceres has to do really well to squeeze the ball out. Getting rid of Curtis Good, that might have been offside as well. Lafondra's innocent. I think Mack.
Metzia back in round 7. Remember, it was Rado Vidicic's debut as the coach. That's Retre doing the stealing of the ball. And Burgess threads it through for Lafondra! And Sydney are claiming a touch off Tom Glover. The goal kick is the verdict.
That's a great effort. Wonderful work in midfield from Talo Retre. A really good defensive midfielder play. He nudged the ball clear to... It's a great save too.
Clear save by Tom Glover.
Clear save. So to Matthew Leckie. A great pairing down the left for City.
Free kick drilled in and it's gone into the roof of the goal. I think Matt Leckie's getting the congratulations. It flew in at a fair old rate of knots. And Leckie, I think, got the touch past Redmayne. And Melbourne City have the lead. On 18 minutes, Sydney undone from the set piece.
Well, it's a bullet free kick. It's a bullet header on the Harvey Norman replay. And you'd have to say, it is Matthew Leckie, I think. It's really hard to see. It was all at such pace. Yes, Leckie with the glancing header. And after really against the run of play, I'd say, Sydney were looking very, very dangerous themselves. The first effort on goal for Melbourne City. Finds the back of the net.
Barisha to deliver in front of the City fans. And it's off the crossbar from Curtis Good. And again, Sydney could not defend the set piece.
Here's the header from Curtis Good. Wilkinson and King not able to deal with Curtis Good. And they are very thankful that the crossbar could. It would have been a hammer blow for Sydney.
Has Grant available. Lovely football by Ryan Grant. Caceres saved by Glover brilliantly the second time round. That is outstanding goalkeeping. And City somehow scrambling clear. What a double save by Tom Glover.
Ah, that's truly incredible.
Leaves it for King. Near post is Caceres. Good football this by Sydney. Mack for Grant. Retre, they let it run. Ryan Grant. And Glover grabs onto it gratefully. Nice move though. And City have turned the ball straight back over. Ronwell's going to have a go here. And Lafondra was trying to get a touch on that.
Yeah, good play from Sydney. Switch down to the right again. Ryan Grant with a give and go. And Curtis Good has done enough just to put seed a doubt in Ryan Grant's mind, no doubt.
Important moments these, potentially, in the first leg of the semi-final. Joe Lolly being readied. Down on the sidelines by the home side. Van der Ven finds Boss. And Boss almost got it past Redmayne. Terrific stuff from Jordan Boss. And just tried to jab it futsal style past the goalkeeper.
That's a beautiful shift of the body weight to get rid of the defenders. He starts wide, and it's another give and go. Front defend rewards. Beautiful little shift to get rid of Ryan Grant.
Burgess. And Nuno Reis there again. Sydney will come again. Caceres, the challenge from Nuno Reis was late. Fractionally, and Adam Kersey points to the penalty spot. And Sydney will have the chance to equalise from 11 metres.
Well, is this the chance? They will come. I think it's a penalty. It's not going to be overturned. You just have to believe that the chance will come. And Sydney with a good spell of possession.
Tom Glover's made 3 really big saves already. Can he make another to protect City's lead? And Caceres sees his effort saved again by Tom Glover. It's a massive stop once more by the Olyroos custodian. What a night he's having. And Sydney denied again from the penalty spot.
Well, Tom Glover's at the peak of his powers at the moment. It's not a great penalty from Caceres, and he never looked likely in the preparation. Is there a delay on whether Tom Glover left the line too quickly?
Yeah, that's my read on it too. And we understand there's going to be a retake. Goodness me. Well, Glover's got 1 foot behind the line. It's encroachment, I think, by Callum Talbot. And Adam Lafondra, who spurned the first penalty, now says, I'll take the responsibility. He normally goes for power. Let's see. Finds the bottom corner. Nothing Tom Glover could do this time. All square in the first leg of the semi-final.
I talk about nervous for Sydney. Their main marksman didn't want to take the first one. And I'd suggest on the Harvey Norman replay, this is the save of Caceres. He steps up to relieve Caceres on the second. It's a really good penalty, this one needed to be, because Glover was all over it otherwise. And we're back square at Allianz. There's the chance that Melbourne City will present to you.
That's wayward from Berisha. Bratton. Lafondra. Burgess. Clever touch, and Grant was brave to nod it on. Oh, Lafondra, I fancy, was trying to backheel it into the path of his teammate. Burgess picks up the loose ball. Lafondra, Grant is furthest forward and scores from close range. There's no flag, and Sydney FC from 1-0 down are now 2-1 up, just as they were here against City back in round 7.
Well, it's great noise in Allianz. It's a great goal. Brave from Lafondra. A bit fortunate here to get out of this one. Van der Ven didn't read it. This is probably going to be ruled out, you know. VAR again, who knows? We'll see. Let's enjoy the football whilst it's still live. But I can't see how that one's going to stand. Van der Ven beaten to the punch. Max Burgess, too clever.
The third time VAR has been called upon to get involved in a big decision yet. And I think that's the correct decision. The Sydney fans don't like it, of course. But Lafondra did appear to be offside, and we're back to 1-1.
3 fabulous saves from Tom Glover. Andrew Redmayne hasn't been called on in the same way.
Lolly, near post for Woods. And Tom Glover reacted quickly, but did he have all the angles covered?
Well, given the form he's in, you'd think so, and it certainly looked like it was a tight angle from Patrick Wood's effort. Lolly controlling nicely, getting that just half a little bit of space.
Rano Vidicic hoping his team and retain parity for the second leg to come at Amy Park, where they are so strong. Nodded back into the box by Grant. Oh, it's a good shot on the turn, that, by Caballo. Scored a couple of goals this season for Sydney, the Spaniard. Arrived as a fullback, but certainly playing more advanced than that. A little check of the watch from Adam Kersey. Goes wide from Lau. And that will do for the first leg of this semi-final. All square after 90 minutes, but you'd probably say advantage Melbourne City ahead of the return leg at Amy Park. A really good game of football between these two, and still plenty to come in the second leg. And after the first leg here in Sydney, it ends all square. Sydney FC 1, Melbourne City 1.
A great game to kick off the semi-finals. Join us after the break as we wrap up the rest of the action from the first leg of the semis. Welcome back to the Isuzu UTE A-League highlight show. Football under lights at Coopers Stadium is a very special place indeed. Adelaide United welcome the Central Coast Mariners to South Australia. In the two games these teams played in the regular season, the Mariners ran out 4-0 and 4-1 victors. So let's see what the first leg of the semis serves up. Robbie Thompson and Daniel McBreen are calling the action.
Turns back inside, support in the form of Dorigo. All the way across to Kitto. Now, that dangerous left foot towards Ibasuki. Oh, it's come off the hand of Kaltak, surely. Referee says penalty. He initially pointed to the corner flag for a corner. There wasn't much he could do about it, Brian Kaltak. Ibasuki flicking it up, but it clearly hit the outstretched arm.
Yeah. When the arm's up away from the body like that, you know you're in danger. And it was a good touch from Ibasuki, who made a great run across that front post area. And it's the slightest of touches, takes it onto the arm of Kaltak. And there can't be any argument. You can see there, it's up and away from the body.
Craig Goodwin scored from the penalty spot in the second half last week to secure passage to the semi-finals. For the second year in a row, they've lost their last three semi-finals. Adelaide, Craig Goodwin and Adelaide have a perfect penalty record this season. And now, against Danny Vukovic, to give the home side Adelaide the perfect start in this semi-final first leg. Goodwin it is. And Goodwin drills it into the bottom right-hand corner. And the King of Coopers strikes again. He's scored their last 3 goals. And Adelaide fans couldn't have scripted a better start.
Well, here we see on the Harvey Norman replay, the arms up from Kaltak. A slight touch from Ibasuki, and if there's a man you want to be on the spot now, it's that man, Craig Goodwin. Danny Vukovic goes the right way, but it's struck superbly, sweetly from Craig Goodwin into the bottom left corner of Danny Vukovic's goal. And it's the perfect start for Adelaide United at home in front of their adoring fans.
Well, Adelaide are the set-piece specialists in the league, but the Mariners, can they produce a surprise here? McGarry and that left boot. In it comes, it's into a good area as well. Kaltak at the back post! Just the wrong side for the Mariners, but he almost made amends there.
Well, it was a wonderful delivery, wasn't it? Crowded penalty box. See the good movement there. Comes across and it's Triantis with the header as it fell to Kaltak. Just seemed to slip just as he was stretching, looking to squeeze it into that near bottom corner. Just couldn't quite find the mark.
Probably still pinching themselves that they got Marco Tullio. Ballard. Oh, it's a lovely ball for Nisbet. Brilliantly played by the Mariners. Well, you talk about set-piece goals. That was straight out of the training book.
Obviously the training field on a Friday, that one. Wonderfully worked move. Almost culminating in a goal. It's not for the touch of Joe Gauci and the support of his defence. Well, opened up there, Adelaide.
They do work a lot on their intricate little passes on the edge of the box. Look at that from McGarry. Oh, and it's in! Finding space on the edge of the box. And James McGarry, who's found his scoring boots since joining the Mariners from rivals Newcastle midway through the season, has scored an all-so-precious goal here.
Well, what a strike that was. Harvey Norman replay will show the ball just gets recycled around, and you can see McGarry drifts inside into the little pocket. First touch opens his body. Second touch bends it into the top corner. What a finish that is. Too much time and space. Joe Gauci, he just stands and watches. Nothing he can do about that. A wonderful finish. Take a bow, James McGarry. You can see there, just moves into the space inside. One touch with the left. Knows what he wants to do. And the execution to pull it off.
Good win as Adelaide look to rediscover their attacking thrust. They've got numbers forward as well here. Javi Lopez with Clough. Clough's ball in towards Ibasuki. Headed clear, Dorigo with Isaias. He hits it. Well struck, floating around towards that bottom corner.
Well, it's been a while since he's put one into the back of the net, but it opened up there for him. Plenty of space. You see Nkololo saying, well, I can't do everything here. Someone's got to help me. It's going to take something special to beat Danny Vukovic from that area.
Brucey, the press, I mean, it's giving Adelaide all sorts of trouble, just like 2 weeks ago.
The press is giving Adelaide all sorts of trouble. They tried to play through it early on, and they did that quite well.
As we'll
I'll go back to you, Robbie.
Stick here, because here's Sammy Silvera now. And it's that attacking quartet that lead the press and also can shoot! Oh, Silvera off the crossbar! Mariners so close to a second. It's still alive. And Kololo with Storm Roux again. Bruce, you were saying?
They're struggling to get through the press. The only way they are able to break the press is look long to Hiroshi Ibasuki, who wasn't playing a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't have an outlet. But besides that early penalty, it is all Central Coast Mariners.
And Kololo for Silvera. The Mariners spend a lot of time on the training pitch looking to try and find space in these areas. They've done it wonderfully again, surely! Oh, what a save from Gauci! To deny Cummings, it's not finished yet, and Kololo can't steer it inside that far post. Brilliant match of football. It could already be 3-2 or 3-3.
Well, he can't believe it, can he, Jason Cummings? It was wonderful play down this left-hand side again from the Mariners. Look at that ball. And Sammy Silvera puts it on a plate for Cummings and says, put it away. But there was one man who said, no, not tonight. And he's done it so many times this season. Joe Gauci, look at that. Going one way, arm up the other way.
Ballard, a little swivel, gets past Isaias. And Kololo, early ball for Cummings. He squeezed it through. And the Mariners, having conceded the opening goal after just 3 minutes, after 37, they lead by 2-1. And it's their top scorer with his 17th of the season, Jason Cummings.
Well, he had an opportunity earlier to take the lead. And on the Harvey Norman replay will show it was Max Ballard who broke through the middle, and it's an early release from Nkololo. As soon as he received the ball, you could see his first thought was, can I get that into the path of Jason Cummings? One touch with the left, sorts out his feet, and he just slides it under the body or to the right of Joe Gauci. He could get a touch, but couldn't keep it out. And that's a real striker's goal there. Forward run straight away, hits the toe of Gauci, but can't stop it from going in. And on the balance of the game, it's probably just rewards for the Mariners.
We were expecting Irankunda's turn of pace. Farrell now in Kololo, and Javi Lopez knows he had to make that challenge and did so, and now he releases Goodwin. Blackwood and Irankunda are there, the ball to the back post, Irankunda saved by Vukovic. And we almost did have that headed goal.
You ask and he shall deliver, Robbie. Again, it's wonderful football. As we see, as the ball comes free there from the Mariners, Lopez releases quickly out to this man, and he has such wonderful vision. He lifts it into that far post area, and Irankunda with the downward header. The little man gets up, down, strong, and it's a good forearm from Danny Vukovic to steer it away from goal.
But he has just about knocked Jacob Farrell into next week. Irankunda's moved central alongside Blackwood. It's Panache Madana, the right winger now. Oh, Cummings. The control from the Socceroo. Straight back for Madana. Turns one way, then the other. Irankunda now. Irankunda against Steele. Irankunda with Goodwin. The cross in, Blackwood's header over the bar.
Well, he was always stretching, wasn't he? And as always, a wonderful ball in from Craig Goodwin as we see the changes from the Mariners. But here it's Irankunda again, just puts it into the path of Craig Goodwin so he can just step onto it and guide it into the danger area. And Blackwood was just stretching, couldn't quite get his body and head over the ball.
Three wins out of 3 this season for the Central Coast Mariners. If they can make it 4 in a week's time in Gosford, they will be into their first grand final since 2013. Having said that, we've just also seen that a lot more is going to happen over the next 90 or 120 minutes in the return leg. Carl Beard, always the gentleman, with the shake of the hand between these two sides. So much talk in the week, but what a battle it was. Over 101 minutes on the football pitch between two sides that fought over every single blade of grass. This one is evenly poised midway through this semi-final tie. It's finished here at Cooper's. Act 1, Adelaide 1, Central Coast Mariners 2.
So it's the Mariners who get the edge once again over Adelaide United. That's it from the Isuzu UTE A-League Highlights Show. Join us next week as both ties have everything to play for. We'll see you then.